up, it's Savannah. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is one that's going to be really honest, and it's kind of scary to film, honestly. I know a lot of you really liked my Heartbreak Pep talk video, which I'm super happy about because I loved making that video. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I will put the video in the description box below. You can go check it out. But ever since I made that video, especially over like these past latest like months, you guys have been asking for a part 2 to that video, and also you guys have been asking, which I thought was kind of an interesting video idea, you guys have been asking kind of for me to walk you through my process of my first heartbreak and how I got over it. At first, I didn't really know if I wanted to make this video just because like I said, it's really honest and it's me being very vulnerable, but at the same time I was thinking about it. If this helps you guys, then it's so worth it in the end. I get so many DMs from you guys on a constant basis about how to get over an ex or how to just get over a fuckboy or anything like that, and it literally is so heartbreaking to read your guys' messages because I'm like a protective big sister. Like, I don't want you guys to ever be hurt, and so the fact that people are hurting you and the fact that you have the potential to get hurt, like, I know heartbreak is inevitable and there's nothing I can do to stop it, but at the same time I hate seeing you guys hurt. I hate seeing you guys in pain. So I know you guys like the Heartbreak Pep Talk video, so I want to make kind of like a sequel to that, but kind of dive deeper into my experience and what I did to overcome it and get through it. The thing about heartbreak, you guys, is that, like I said, it's inevitable. Everyone's gonna go through it, and if there was a manual, if there was a rule book for how to get over heartbreak, everyone would be happy as hell, high on life, because no one would be sad and no one would be heartbroken. Like, if there was a magic cure for heartbreak, everyone would be happy, but there isn't, and that's the sad part. It's like everyone's searching for how to get over someone or how to move past a heartbreaking situation, when really it comes from yourself and it comes from moving on in your own terms, whatever that may be. So my first heartbreak, just as a little disclaimer, I don't know if he watches my videos. I don't know if he'll see this. I'm not gonna bash the guy. I'm not gonna completely annihilate him. This isn't me trying to like make a video to bash him, you know? I think we were both really young and we both had a lot of issues that we were dealing with. Am I not centered? Has that bothered anyone else? So I first got my heart broken when I was 16. I was a junior in high school. At the time, I was very naive and I was very just kind of willing to give my heart to anyone who would take it, I think. This boy came along. All the red flags were there. All the warning signs were there. I didn't care because I saw something in him. Something about him was so intriguing, I guess. We had this connection. I don't know if I truly believe that you can fully understand what being in love with someone is at the age of 16. But whatever I thought love was is what I felt towards him. It wasn't long after we first got together that he told me he loved me, and I told him I loved him back because, like I said, I thought I did. This is harder than I thought. No, I was 16, so it was obviously gonna end at some point. It didn't last long. 2 months later, and when I say 2 months, you guys are like, are you kidding? Like, only 2 months? And like, I know. Like, I'm the type of person where I feel like you can be with someone for years and not feel as much if you're with someone for a couple weeks or a month, just dependent on the chemistry that you guys have and the connection that you guys have. Like, me and this kid were not together very long in the beginning, but he still broke my heart. I remember when he broke up with me, and it was after school one day. I remember the one thing that stuck with me is when he told me it was my fault for trusting him. That was the one thing that probably killed the most because I have such bad trust issues to begin with. So to have struggled with putting my trust into him for a decent period of time, and then for me to finally get to the point where I trusted him, and then for him to throw that back in my face and to say that it was my fault for doing so, that really hurt. And I mean, that was the first time my heart got broken by him. It got broken by him many, many more times after that. We went through an up and down period of literally wanting to rip each other's heads off, and then we would get back together, and then we would like try to work things out, and then we'd realize that we want to rip each other's heads off again. What it felt like is like we couldn't be with each other, but we couldn't be without each other. That's a toxic situation to deal with because you're not good together and you're not good without each other. And that was my excuse, I think, for why we should have been together, is because we couldn't be necessarily without each other. But at the same time, we were not good together at all. All in all, our periods of being with each other and without each other and on and off, it lasted a solid 2 years, 2.5 years, something like that. During the times that we weren't together, I tried so hard to hate him. Like, that was my thing. I was like, I have to hate him. Like, I have to hate him, because if I don't hate him, then I love him, and that's fucked. And time after time again, he did things that made me want to hate him, and I had every person I know looking at me wanting to shake me. Everyone was like, wake the fuck up. Like, don't you see what he's doing? Like, don't you get it? And I didn't care, because at the end of the day, they didn't know him like I knew him, is how I thought. In the beginning of our like quote unquote relationship, we were never even officially together, which is the crazy part. You know, I got my heart broken by someone that I was never actually dating. We weren't like ex-girlfriend and boyfriend, but we were ex something. We were exclusive, not dating to begin with, and then it just became this on again, off again, like crazy bullshit. In the beginning, I had everyone telling me like, don't you see what he's doing? Like, he's manipulating you, he's using you, he doesn't like you, he doesn't love you, he doesn't care. That's not like helpful. Being told that all the time almost wanted me to prove them wrong even more, you know, like being told like he's using you, he doesn't care about you, he doesn't love you. Like I kind of wanted to show everyone like, no, like he does love me. I'm gonna show you that he loves me, I'm gonna show you that he cares, and I'm gonna show you that I can be the one to change him, because he was like the bad boy at my school. And at the time it was an emotional roller coaster. It was so toxic. But in the beginning I had everyone telling me that, and then more towards the end of our relationship, whatever that was, like I remember I kind of started getting over him and I finally started like moving on. I was dating someone else, and I remember that is when people came to me and were like, you're the reason you and this kid aren't together, you're the reason that this isn't working, like he likes you, he loves you. And it made me go batshit crazy, because I had tried for years to make this work, you guys, like years, to have it all turn around on me at that point and be like, you're actually the reason that you guys aren't together. Yeah, you're not the one who cheated, you're not the one who's ended it every single time, you're not the one who's done all these shitty things, but you're the reason that you guys aren't together. And at that point I was like, what the fuck? I spent so many nights crying over this kid. I spent so many nights wondering where I went wrong or what I did, why I wasn't good enough for him, but the girls that he was cheating on me with were. So much time comparing myself to the girls he was with, why we couldn't make it work, and so much pettiness between the both of us, and so much jealousy between the both of us, and just so much backstabbing and doing things to make each other mad. And at the end of the day, that's not love. Love isn't trying to hurt the other person. I think him and I thrived off of the thrill of it all, and the adrenaline that we would get when we were with each other, and the fights that we would get in to break up, and then like the jealousy and like seeing the reaction out of the other person. It was literally not a party in high school if I was not crying at it over this kid. It was ridiculous, you know? I have changed in so many ways, and personally I believe for the better. I would hope people believe for the better. I definitely believe that I would have done things completely differently, not necessarily even with him, but if I was just in a situation like that now. But at the same time, I definitely couldn't imagine my life having not gone through all of that. When we were great, we were absolutely amazing, but when we were bad, it was like nothing could have saved us. Like we had the worst of the worst and the best of the best, and we could never be friends. And we would try to be friends, but when we would try to be friends, it would either lead to English. Good, I'm glad I can speak. It would either lead to an argument, or it would can I not talk? It would either lead to an argument or it would lead to more than friends. And we would always try to establish ground rules and find the middle like ground of it all. And it never worked, because him and I were not meant to be friends. And to this day, we are not meant to be friends. Back in the day, it was either we were something or we were nothing. More towards the end of high school, we weren't in the same friend groups. We were constantly around each other. There was no really escaping each other, because we were in such a small circle, constantly seeing each other, constantly hearing what the other person was doing. I never really understood it, because he never really wanted to be with me, but at the same time, when I would have things with other guys or kind of go out and see other people, he got pissed and he got super mad, and he would always just make these comments that just degraded the other guy. And it was like, you don't want me, but you don't want me to be with anyone else, and like that makes no sense to me. I think I was in love with the idea of him and the idea of us and what we could have been, but I don't think I was in love with him. But I definitely got my heart broken. So let me move on to now kind of how I got over it and how I dealt with that. Like I said, there's no rule book, there's no manual, there's no anything for how to get over a heartbreak. Like I said, for the longest time, I thought that I needed to hate him just because he had hurt me so badly. But like I said, whenever I hated him, I never really hated him. I hated what he did to me, and I hated the person I became at the time after him and during the whole thing. And up until honestly pretty recently, I would say within the past year, I realized that I don't need to hate him. Like, what good is hating them gonna do? Like, that's my whole mindset about it. It's like, I could hate him. Like, I could right now literally sit here and list every single thing that he did wrong, every single reason our relationship didn't work. But my whole thing is like, why would I waste my energy on that? I have already put in so much time and so much effort and so much of myself into him and into what we could have been in our relationship and all that. It's not worth it anymore for me to spend any more of my energy, whether that be good or bad, on him. Do I want to be buddy BFFs with him? Absolutely not. And what I think took me a while to realize was that, well, if I don't hate hate him, like people are gonna think that I want to get back together with him, or if I don't hate him, then people are gonna think I still love him, or anything like that. That's not true. I'm allowed to not hate someone who broke my heart, and I definitely think that that's part of the reason it's helped me move on. I don't spend time and energy like wishing bad things or anything like that. You know, we had a lot of ups and downs, but we had a lot of good times. And to this day, like, I care about him. And I think me, you, whoever's watching needs to understand the fact that that's okay. It's okay to still care. But here's where I think the disconnect is, because a lot of people associate caring with they want to get back together with them. No, I don't want to get back together with them. For my situation personally, I'm happy, and I hope he is too, and I want the best for him, and I want him to be happy, and I'll always support him, and no matter what, and I'll always be there for him. That does not mean that I want to get back together with him. And I think that was a big wake-up call for me when I finally realized I don't need to hate this kid in order to get over him. If someone's stupid enough to let you go, you have to be smart enough to walk away at some point. It doesn't matter. It's not a failing relationship. You learn from every relationship that you're in. You learn different things, what you like, what you don't like, and things take time. I get a lot of questions from you guys like asking, is we were together for this amount of time and it's been this amount of time, like should I be over him now? And it's like, there is no time limit on how long it's going to take you to get over someone. Like, there is no expiration date, there is no deadline, there is no you have to be over this person by this date. You're allowed to take however long you have to in order to move on and in order to get over someone. Obviously there's healthy ways to do it. Don't lock yourself in your room for weeks and months on end and refuse to see sunlight. Like I said in my Heartbreak Pep Talk video, there's such a difference between distracting yourself and just like filling void. Don't pretend like it's okay if it's not. Don't try to pretend like you're some ice queen who doesn't have feelings, who doesn't get hurt, because everyone does, and it's okay to accept that, and it's okay to allow yourself to feel hurt. You have to allow yourself to move on. You have to allow yourself to get over someone completely before you jump into another relationship. Jumping from person to person to person is not going to help you in the long run. Temporary fix for a permanent situation and a permanent void. Do not shut yourself off and close yourself off from your feelings and your emotions just because you feel like you should be over something, or your friends are telling you to get over it, or no one wants to talk to you, or no one wants to listen. Find a healthy outlet. Like, I know for me, if I'm mad, I'll go to the gym, or I will lean on music, or I will go for a drive. And I focused a lot on like self-love and how to kind of love yourself in my Heartbreak Pep Talk video. Self-love is so important because once you realize that you're perfectly capable of living life to its fullest potential on your own, it's so much easier to get over someone because you're content with who you are. You can sit in a room by yourself. You can watch a movie by yourself. Don't become the person that hurt you. I became the person that hurt me for a period of time. I'm not proud of that girl. Because my whole thing was like, you want to play that game? Like, I'll play it right back at you. And I still have a little bit of that sassiness in me. Do I let people walk all over me? Hell fucking no. But at the same time, do I have to become a cheater and a user and a liar to do it? No. I have other ways to do it. Don't let anyone take away your happiness. No one has the ability to make you unhappy if you don't let them. Accept that things aren't always supposed to be the way that you want them to be, but also realize that that is because something better is coming along. You are so fucking incredible, and you are so goddamn amazing, and you don't even realize your potential. You are beautiful and incredible and amazing and smart and funny way before they told you you were, and you still are, even more so, honestly, because you got through something like this. You are so gonna be okay. One heartbreak closer to finding the person that's right for you. I hope this video helped you in some way, or just made you feel like you were less alone. Alright you guys, that was the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, all of my links are gonna be at the end of this video and in the description box below. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name's Savannah. I make videos 3 days a week, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. You should subscribe, join the family. I love you guys so much, and I'll be back in a couple of days with a brand new video. Bye guys.